Sure we can do it. We just got to. Yeah, 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 yeah. I know we can do it. Sure we can do it. We got to.
Hello. It's the end of a long hot day, and Mr. J's been at work fading away in the heat, and I've been lucky enough to be able to stay here and do domestic chores here, and that included exciting things like doing washing and ironing and vacuuming stairs. And also tootling around in the garden, which is.
And inspecting the inside of your eyelids. No
And
doubt.
I have inspected the inside of my eyelids.
How were they?
They were very dark.
Oh, that's right then.
How
Good.
were yours?
Yeah, fine.
So, like a couple of old people, we've had a snooze this afternoon in the.
Old? Speak for yourself.
All right, like one old person and her partner. We've had a snooze this afternoon, and we've just had an amazing supper, which we wanted to tell you about.
It was really nice, and it was 97.37% homegrown. 2 carrots between us. To complement some homegrown duck and some homegrown potatoes and some homegrown beetroot and some homegrown
celery,
and
homegrown
garlic,
and what else was there?
There was a bit of onion in there, which wasn't homegrown yet.
It was homegrown. That was homegrown.
I sit corrected.
And there was
some red wine, which wasn't.
No, not this time.
Not this time.
And some.
Mind you, if climate change carries on having the effect it's been having recently, we'll be growing grapes here within the week.
Actually, my next door neighbours they've got a grapevine, haven't they? And it's all along the front of their polytunnel.
Oh right, yeah.
And it's got loads of grapes on it.
I thought you were talking about how they knew what was going on in the village before we did.
No, not that sort of grapevine. Anyway, so supper was really nice, and was made even nicer in the knowledge that most of it came from the garden.
Hard work pays off.
Oh, doesn't it just?
I should be drinking homegrown wine with us, shouldn't I, really?
Have we got any?
Yeah.
Is there any in the fridge?
Yes, there is.
Shall we have a little glass each?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not, Wyandotte?
Oh! While he's gone to get the wine, I just thought I'd let you know we've got enormous wine glasses for the amount of wine that I'm about to have, because basically I only have a taste. But we have got loads and loads of glasses, but they're in the barn somewhere, and I haven't unpacked them since we moved here. So we're just using huge glasses, and having done with it.
So, yes, it was a remarkably nice, mostly homemade meal, with the occasional addition of shop-bought things because we didn't have them. And to be fair, the wine sauce wouldn't have been as good if it was with our homemade plonk, but it did accompany it very well. Oh, it's a good job I'm not working tomorrow.
So this wine is it's quite strong.
It's reasonably strong. Yes, it's got a certain potency to it. I was going to say peapod wine, but it's not. It's wrong colour.
And this is Mirabelle plum and red grape. And I'll just there we are. Look at that.
I'm now going to make a confession. It wasn't what I was drinking with the meal. That was a shop bought white wine, because this is actually a very good dessert wine. And we haven't had dessert yet, but we're having the wine anyway. It's quite sweet, but it's not bad. I'm not normally a fan of sweet wines, but that's very nice.
Do you think it's nicer because you know that most of it came from the garden?
Possibly, and also because the wine that we were making last year didn't.
It didn't whine.
It did whine. It whined a lot.
It didn't.
I'm not drinkable. I'm not drinkable.
Yes. Yeah, that was a disaster last year's wine. So really pleased that this has worked. And so the Mirabelle Plum,
The Mirabelle Plum.
the
Mirabelle Plum, darling. Mirabelle Plum.
Mirabelle plums came from the trees in the garden, and the red grapes were a gift from a couple who live not too far from here. They're about
Friends of your
20
sisters, aren't they?
yeah, they live about 20 minutes away, and they have such a glut of red grapes that they asked if we'd like any, and we said yes please.
Duh.
Yeah, and so we ended up with 2 enormous carrier bags absolutely filled, and there were about it's getting a bit itchy. There were about 30 pounds of red grapes, and they were dessert grapes. They weren't for making wine, they were for eating. However,
You made one with them anyway.
I made wine with some of them, and I made some red grape jelly to have, like red currant jelly, but that was really nice, wasn't it?
It was.
I would do that again. That was lovely.
If we get the grapes again.
If we could drop hints.
Yeah. I was just looking at the tree over there. Looking rather resplendent in the sunshine.
It does. It looks beautiful, doesn't it?
And as we pan to the left.
In a jerky movement.
No, it does look rather nice.
It does, yeah. You can't really. The camera's not going to pick it up. But,
No. Yeah, you can carry on dropping hints all you like, love.
so yes, the camera's not going to pick up how pretty the tree looks with the sun shining on it, but
It does.
but it does, yes. So yeah, we oh, I'm not kicking the bucket. Underneath the bench that we're sitting on, there are a whole load of demijohns that were given to us. They came via my daughter, ready for us to make homemade wine. So how apt? Well, that's the discussion at the moment.
Hap.
How apt? Okay, I don't drink usually, so
And doesn't it show?
this
She
much
used
wine.
to, you know, she used to.
I did used to, but that much wine is going to wipe me out, and I'll be useless by the end of the evening. Oh, I was waiting for the comment. And it didn't happen. Thank you. For
All right, I'll
not.
save it for later.
You've got 3 glasses of stuff on the go now. 2 glasses and a cup. I feel like I'm missing out.
Not more, I haven't.
We've got a lot of distractions tonight because the cats have joined us on the patio, and they're well, they're having a wash. It's not terribly attractive.
I think the expression, my dear, is licking their bits.
Well, I was trying to be polite in that. Family show and all that.
Oh, right.
So they're licking their bits.
I didn't say what bits.
Their paws. That's probably too strong for me, that wine. No. He was gonna have it all.
Me? Me?
Yes, you.
Hello, Moo.
I'm really itchy tonight, actually. Are you itchy?
No.
You've slid down again, by the way.
No.
That looks so rude.
Sorry. No.
Thank you.
No, but you've had incidents with horseflies, haven't you?
I have.
It sounds like a progressive rock album.
It does. It'd be a really good title for an album, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's the next
Yes.
Mike Oldfield epic.
So this morning I took a walk in the fields around our homestead and went blackberry picking, and about halfway round. So it was take just as long to come back the way I had been
Pardon me.
as to keep going in a circle. Well, I got bitten by a horsefly.
You might want to say that again because I belched halfway through it. Not on purpose, it just happened.
About halfway round, so it would have so it would have taken just as long to walk back as to carry on and complete the circle.
Because I really, so, you took a walk in the black. Obviously, it's a trigger phrase. I've been hypnotised at some point that I didn't know about. Whenever you say halfway round, I belch.
Oh dear. Right, so I got halfway round the field. So I got about halfway around the field and I got bitten by a horsefly, and I have been in the past quite allergic to them. Some fairly horrid reactions to being bitten by a horsefly. So I decided the best thing to do would be just to head home. And inevitably I went past another clump of of blackberries, and I couldn't help myself, had to stop and pick those as well. At which point I got bitten again by a different horsefly. Well, I don't know, it was a different one. It might have been the same one.
You told me you killed the first one.
Oh right, okay, so did I?
Yes, that's what you told me. It was the second one you couldn't get off, it was the first one you killed.
Well, no, I killed it, I just got it off me.
Oh.
So anyway, the second one had well and truly attached itself to my arm, and in my panic to try and knock it off my arm, I dropped the basket of blackberries and I spelt like half of them on the floor. No, about a third of them on the floor, which was a bit irritating because, well, you hadn't realised I'd dropped that many. You can go around and pick them up if you want to, they'll still be on the floor.
They'd have been trodden over by a tractor by now.
Well, no, they were in the hedgerow. I can show you where they are. I can point and say, they're over there, but I'm not going there because it's full of horseflies. Anyway, so I have been horseflied, but luckily it was here and it hasn't had a huge reaction yet. I'm not an expensive thing, am I?
Yeah. I can't afford you. No one could. Priceless.
When I was younger, they used to still write the price of things on products. Before the sticky label revolution, when they actually wrote the price of things on products.
Darling, you're not old enough to be before the sticky label revolution, because that was the 1950s.
Well, not where we lived.
That's because you lived in the country, my dear.
Right, well, so in the country, there wasn't sticky
I was
labels.
a city boy.
You were a city boy. We've had this conversation before, so I grew up in the country, he didn't.
They did.
And the ducks did, yes. Yeah, so in the times before people put sticky labels on prices, so for those of you who are very young, this is before the time of barcodes on the edge of shelves or on packaging. And on birthday cards they would write the price on the back of the card, usually in pencil, but not always. Sometimes it was in biro.
Which even then was a fairly recent invention.
Yeah.
At least the one that could write upside down.
Yes.
They developed that for the space program.
They did. I remember that. And they advertised it saying it had a heart pumping its ink. Anyway, so I'm sure you know.
Made by a certain well-known brand.
Yes, I'm going to say I'm sure you'll know which brand that is. Anyway, back to the cards with the price on the back, and my sister, instead of taking an eraser and rubbing out the price, she would scribble over the top of it to obliterate any sign of the price, and then she'd write priceless, which I thought, as a small child, I thought was really funny. It's not, is it?
Might have been when you were a small child, but you ain't a small child anymore. You'll notice in that edit that the glass of wine has changed colour.
Mine hasn't.
Lightweight.
Yeah, I'm happy to be a lightweight.
I know, yeah.
Well, people don't want to watch me rabbling away when I'm drunk, do they? Do you?
How do you know
No.
that she isn't drunk when she's rambling away? That's the question. Answers on a postcard. That ages us, doesn't it? Answers on a postcard.
Ages you, certainly.
Well, you still send answers on a postcard, do you?
No.
That would explain all the postcards in the kitchen. Trouble is, I don't know what the questions were.
Nah.
Because it was obviously questions on something else, but you haven't worked out what.
No.
Actually, Answers on a Postcard is a really good track by the band Pugwash. Quick music plug.
Well, you can do a quick music plug.
I just did.
Well, you can do another one if you like. When would they hear it?
I don't know. I'll probably play it on one of my experience programs at some point in the not too distant future.
Or how do people find out about that?
They go to, let me think, facebook.com/Titus Radio.
You've got a money spider crawling.
Money! Money, 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 money!
So, sorry, you go to Facebook.
facebook.com/Titus Radio.
Titus.
Titus Radio.
Titus Radio.
Titus, Titus. It's my middle name. It's the name by which my family know me, apart from this part of my family and the rest of my family here in Wales and the people I work with. Oh no, I'm letting all my secrets out. But yeah, it's the name I've been known by, and it's a lot more memorable for things like wireless and sales and so forth.
Need a pee.
You haven't got any peas.
I have in the freezer.
And so she has gone for a Jimmy Riddle. I just blasted your eyes off the Oh, grow up. One of the things about this place, it's very peaceful mostly. We do have a main road reasonably close. It's not as close. I mean, we're not on the main road. It's 100 steps or so from the main road to our gate. And when we first looked at this house, it was really peaceful. We'd been living in a small suburb of a village, actually, and it was very, very noisy. It was a commuter town to Bristol, and peak times just was crazy out there. And here it is mostly very quiet, but since we've been here, obviously we've become more in tune with the sound around us, so we are more in tune with the road than we were when we first looked at it and fell in love with the place. Still, wouldn't be anywhere else. Though I've never seen so many flies in my life as I have around here. And that be the joy of living in the country, my dear. I suspect she's going to use bits of this. She's sneaky like that. So I have to swear occasionally to stop her using bits I don't want her to use. Bum. So the ducks are on the move, having a little wander and a little grumble. And now, fresh from her urination station.
A urination station? That's a bit grim.
God, what?
Sorry, have I got garlicky breath?
That'd be those 12 cloves of garlic you had for supper, darling.
Yeah, but they were nice.
Did you say you were stripping wallpaper tomorrow? The duck thought it was funny.
That was a chicken.
What's the chicken doing over there?
Look, wait, it's through its voice.
Ventrilo chicken.
Yes. I can't even say it. Ventrilo chick. We've got nothing interesting to say tonight, have we, really?
Do we ever?
Today, what did you tell them about?
That's for me to know and you to find out.
It is, yes. There's a fly climbing up the wire.
Yep. So I had one sitting up on top of the camera earlier.
That was not on your head.
No.
Yeah.
It then flew down my throat.
Nice.
You got all that on film, don't worry.
Nice. Stop being. Well, that's it. He's turned off for the night. Well, that's it. Us. Well, that's it for us this evening. Mr. J has fallen over.
You speak for yourself.
You fell over laughing. Right, shall we close now then? I don't know, we have to actually say.
Oh, I see, sorry.
Well, that's us for the... Well, that's it for today.
Fluent Persian cat now.
Well, that's it for today. We need to go in and tackle some washing up and all those other.
Finished work for the day.
No, we still got washing up to do, and then it's time to get the animals to bed.
I'll go and feed the cats while you wash up.
Okay. He hates washing up. So,
That's what teenagers are for you.
how many times am I going to try and say this and you're going to interrupt me?
Oh, at least a dozen. There's another 4 to go. Oh, so that'll be up. That it.
So, as Mr. J seems to have lost the power of speech tonight. Wherever you are in the world and whatever you're up to today, I hope you've got somebody who makes you smile and laugh this much. And I also hope... Are you alright?
No, I'm not sure. Oh, and I hope that whatever you're doing, you do it well and enjoy it thoroughly.
Yes. And also that you can join us again tomorrow.